Hello and very warm welcome, dear students, to Dr. Ahmed YouTube channel. Today we are on the topic of textual analysis, and here we shall be discussing how this textual analysis is conducted, what is text, and what are the prerequisites for that, and what are the benefits and the usual type of problems faced by the people when they conduct the textual analysis. So let's first of all see what is text. To understand the textual analysis, let's have a definition of that. Textual analysis is the all type of methods used to describe, interpret, and understand the text. All kinds of information can be gleaned from a text, from its literal meaning to the subtext, symbolism, assumption, and values it reveals. So it means that textual analysis is concerned with the text in order to understand that text or to interpret that text or even to describe that text. If we are doing this kind of thing, that is called as the textual analysis. Not only this, we can also look into the text. What are the literal meanings of the text, subtext, or the symbols which have been used, or some kind of assumptions which have been established. If we are trying to find out the values in it also, at that time the thing which we are doing will be called as the textual analysis. Text also. So text is the broader than it seems. A text can be a piece of writing such as book or email or a transcribed conversation, but in this context a text can also be any object whose meaning and significance you want to interpret in the depth, a film or an image or an artifact or even a place. So it means that a text is a kind of thing which is interpretable. It may be in the form of a book, or it may be in the form of an image or a film or an artifact. So basic purpose is that the text, whatever it is in the form of email or transcription or conversation, whatever it is, it may be interpreted to understand what it wants to say, what is the purpose behind that, what are the types of things used in it. This is the thing which comes for us if we can choose such a thing, that is called as the text. Again, textual analysis. Textual analysis helps us understand and have a detailed idea about how people communicate uh, their ideologies and thoughts and experiences through text. Most of the time, text such as video, interview, newspapers, articles, or voice message tells a lot about how a certain topic is being influenced by a certain group of people. So it means the benefit of the text analysis. The text analysis is beneficial with respect to the things that we can find when the people communicate with each other, while they are communicating, what type of thoughts and ideology and experiences they are using, and how they are trying to communicate with each other. The text may be not only a written text, but it may be a video, it may be in some interview or newspaper article, or even a voice message. If these are the things, then one can see how this text is influencing the people, what are the ways and techniques used in it because of which it is influencing. So in that way, textual analysis is very beneficial. Textual analysis can be conducted on these levels. First of all, selection of the text is there. We have to see what kind of source we are texting, we are selecting. That can be a book also, it can be a magazine, it can be an internet content also. And then we have to see what is the time frame under which this text has been created or has been selected for analysis. We need to look into the details. For example, we need to identify the text units which we want to study, and then we need to categorize these text units. So the first step is the selection of the text, and the second step is going to be the unit and the categories. Third step is to analyze the data. That means whatever we have got in the shape of units or the categories, that needs to be interpreted and seen which meaning are embedded into it and which type of unit has been presented, how many times or how many forms have been used. The example of the textual analysis is here. For example, a politician is making a speech on the television. We can understand by looking at the text in order to see how he was preaching with respect to his historical, cultural, social, and political point of view, and in what context he was doing. The people who were listening to him, what kind of influence they were getting. Did they have the same perceptions as this politician had? Was the line of communication established, and was he able to influence these people? What were the ways and means adopted by him in order to influence? That can be done through textual analysis. So this was the example of textual analysis. Let's talk about some of the approaches to textual analysis. First approach is that of the rhetorical criticism. It's a systematic study to describe, analyze, interpret, and evaluate the messages that are hidden in the text. So the basic purpose is to see what is hidden in the text. In order to see that, we can interpret the text, we can describe the text, we can analyze the text, but all is to be done systematically. By systematically, we mean that first of all, we need to see the purpose of the message, then trying to understand what is the historical, cultural, and social context in which the message has been produced. Same is the case that these things should be used to evaluate the society, and on the basis of that, some kind of theory may be built up and should be seen that what will be the effect on the people when they are perusing this type of text. If we are doing so, that would be called rhetorical criticism. Another one is content analysis, which is not that much accepted or liked by the people because it uses the data which is already there. It doesn't generate any new type of data, only that available data whichever is there, that is analyzed, that is seen how it is done. Through this, qualitative analysis can also be done and quantitative analysis can also be done. The items, when they are evaluated in order to give certain specific message at that time, it is a qualitative content analysis. If it is seen that what is the occurrence manner, what is the way it has been used step by step or otherwise, that thing can be called as the quantitative content analysis. Similarly, we also conduct the interaction analysis. It includes studies right from linguistic features like words and tenses formation to nonverbal factors like hand gestures and eye contact. So it means that not only it observes the linguistic gestures but also the other gestures, for example, eye movement, eye contact, hands movement, or the body speech or anything like that if it is taking place. If we are using it in order to understand what is the purpose of the person who is delivering the message and how it will be taking effect upon the people, it should be called as the interaction analysis. Then are the performance studies. Performance studies focus on the richness of the text and its aesthetics, while a researcher puts a performance using the text to act out how it affects a conversation. So it is on the aesthetics. I mean, how much the text is richer, how much the message is richer and in depth, and how it is going to affect the people. That thing, if it is done, is called the performance studies. In this case, first of all, we need to identify the text and then we need to see how the vocals have been used, how the body language has been used in it, and also we need to understand what are the ways to do so. And after that, when we have done so, we need to get some valid interpretation of these things. We need to see how the things are repeated or not repeated, how the thing has been presented to the people. That all these things, if are seen, then it's the performance studies. Textual analysis and cultural and media studies. There are two fields only, and one is the textual analysis field is the cultural and media studies, in which we see what is happening in media and cultural objects. For example, how or what type of music videos are coming, what social media content is coming up, and what is on the billboard advertising. We can also use sometime postcolonial theory or media theory or semiotics in order to interpret all that. Researchers would go to connect these elements and their text with the issues in the contemporary politics and culture by considering what are the word choices in that, what design elements have been used, how and where the text is located, who were the target audiences, and what was the relationship with the other text of the text which we are interpreting, and how the textual analysis conducted. In this case, the textual analysis can be very creative and be very quantitative as well. So that is the how we do cultural, how we use cultural and media studies in order to analyze them textually. Same is the case, the second field of this textual analysis is the social sciences. In social sciences, for example, we can see the interviews, transcripts, and surveys in order to draw conclusions and to discover their relationships. This type of analysis would be called textual analysis in social sciences. For example, we can see where the features of the text can be measured numerically. There the quantitative ways can be adopted. For example, how often certain words are repeated and which colors appear most of them prominently. This is what we do in the social sciences textual analysis. The third type of analysis, that is the textual analysis of literary studies, that is also equally important. In such an analysis, the emphasis is on those things which the writer, while creating the text, has deliberately constructed them. For example, we can look at the rhymes or the meters in a poem, or in case of novel, we can go for the narrative perspectives that the writer has intendedly done. In the same way, we can also look at the meanings of these elements used together, what the text is creating the meanings. The researcher in this case goes to connect the text and the context also. I mean, the meaning should be established with the type of the with the help of the context. That is also the part of the literary studies, contextual analysis. The writer therefore is able to, and sometime he would go definitely under this studies or this types of studies to analyze the classic text in a new way. If he's doing this, that is also the textual analysis of literary studies. For example, how Sedgwick has analyzed gender and sexuality, or Barthes has structural analysis of done of the Balzac short stories, and in the same way, how Bloom's influence theory and analysis have been conducted. These are all classic kind of works, but have been seen the new way. Well, thank you for watching. Here we stop all that and hope to see you in some next video. And I hope so that some of the understanding has been developed on textual analysis. So if you like it, do not fail to hit the subscribe button and the like button. And hope to see you in some next video. Thank you for watching.